Call to order for the special session on March 17th, 1832. All right, we'll start with invocation, Pledge of Allegiance. Stephen, would you lead invocation and I'll do the pledge again?
Gracious God, we just thank you for today. We thank you for this city. We thank you for these people in this city. And God, we thank you for this council. And God, we just pray that you would continue just to lead us. Let everyone have their voice heard. And God, we just pray for direction. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Okay, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Barry, can I ask you a question real quick? On
Okay.
the parks, did we get insurance money or FEMA money for Ansay Park? Okay, it's because it wasn't because of the straight line winds. The destruction of the equipment was.
Because it was pre-tornado.
Yeah, I think
All
it
right,
was,
thank you.
wear and tear.
Oh, that's right, Ryan was here. Okay,
Public Safety,
That's right.
Public Safety Center.
Yeah, you're Ryan. You were here.
Yeah.
okay.
All right, citizen comments, agenda items. This is an opportunity for members of the public to suggest the addition of topics for discussion or to address topics of interest with a presentation limited to 3 minutes, please. All speakers will conduct themselves in an orderly and lawful manner. All speakers will be recognized prior to speaking and will announce their name and address to be included in the minutes. State law prohibits the mayor and members of the city council from commenting on any statement or engaging in dialogue without an appropriate agenda item being posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Law. Ms. Denise, you are the only one this evening. Welcome.
My name is Denise Seibert. I'm 114 Great West Loop. Michelle Wiseman brought this up first, but Dorothy said it this last week, and I'm going to reiterate it. We need a four-way stop at 2483 and Morgan's Point Road. It is, when it's school time, it is crazy trying to make a left from 2483 onto Morgan's Point Road and exit the city. I mean, and it's going to be more dangerous, you know, more kids driving and everything else, and this community keeps on expanding. So I think we need to work on that, find out who we need to talk to get that in action. And like Dorothy said, let's get it done. Our sidewalks done? That sounds like a good idea to me. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Real quick, that is in the works. I know initially discussion was to hold off on that until the sidewalk and the crosswalk was in place. BJ has been tasked to get the research done for that and should be reporting back on how we can make that happen in conjunction with and where the cost and all that other good stuff is going to come from. So working on it, which I appreciate. Okay, we're going to jump right into it. Council, first thing up, we have no consent agenda items, no minutes from previous. As this is a special session, we will jump into the ordinance. Ordinance 2601, I'm sorry, 26001 and 002. Those are the ordinances initially designed to approve Chapter 3 edits and Chapter 6 edits. Ken presented earlier during the workshop for those that may not have been here. Those are still in the works with some adjustments and edits requested by council. And I have a motion moved to table.
Both of them.
Can Sam to
Ordinance
table both?
001.
Okay, so got a motion to table ordinance 26001 and 002 until April. Dorothy with a second. Council, any additional discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Nope. Okay. 5-0 on that one. All right, moving on. Thank you. Ordinance 26007. This is discuss and take appropriate action on an ordinance approving the Residential Utility Assistance Fund. Mary discussed that briefly with us. It was brought before council previously. That is a fund that is going to be designed to help some of our residents that may be in need of help with some of their utilities. Mary briefed us during the workshop that there's going to be some things that will need to take place to get that worked out. This is essentially just approving the fund to be set up. Mary, any additional discussion on that? Council, I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance 26007 to establish the roof.
Motion to approve ordinance 26007.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
I'll second.
We got a second already, Roxanne. Thank you, though. Any additional discussion?
Yeah, I just want
Okay,
to
go ahead.
thank Dia for her initiative on this, and also,
Yes.
Kelly, I think the ordinance was really well-written. Normally, I have something to say, but I thought it was real well-written, and I understood exactly what you were trying to accomplish, so thank you very much.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Sorry, Roxanne, I saw you reaching. I was assuming that was an aye. Actually, I saw you eating. I didn't want to interrupt you, so under the bus. Any opposed? Okay, 5-0 on that one as well. Okay, resolution 26011, discuss and take appropriate action on memorandum resolution authorizing the city, this says city, and I think on the workshop we said city manager, so I'm assuming that's the city manager. We'll double check that one. To enter into a professional services agreement with KPA Engineers for the development of stormwater drainage development plan in the amount of $61,520. Stephen covered that in the workshop.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? That's approved.
It's going to be another one that comes back to us, probably for multiple millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So we got to get it going, though.
Yeah. Okay, resolution 26013, discuss, take appropriate action on a memorandum resolution adopting the conceptual design and phasing diagrams for, please, if we can make sure that is available, the
I do have,
would, for clarity, that this is just, what council is considering is the concept itself, no attached funding at this point, and the à la carte functionality of that, if you would just kind of cover that for all our residents. Please, sir.
Yes, sir. So we looked at the previous plans that were developed about, 16 years ago, 11 years ago, about 11 years ago. And it was conceptualized from there, and then the input from the citizens at that time. And then we knew that there was a need for parks over at Ansay. So Clipus is absolutely beautiful. I bring my granddaughter and grandson there once a week. We go play an awesome park. And so we know that there's a need over on the other side of Morgan's Point, and those citizens deserve a nice park as well. We drive by, we go. And so to answer your question rather quickly, yes. This is a shopping list. This is a tool, is what it is. It's a tool. It's a shopping list on what we can do. We don't have to buy everything on this. Also, it's for strategic planning purposes for the city council. So this is something you can start, and there's a conception that can be conceptualized and viewed by people to see what could be. But then it gets down to, it's a map also to say, well, we can go here, here, here. What's best for our citizens at this time based on what can we afford and what is the input from our citizens? So to answer your questions, yes, it's a conceptualized diagram map. It comes with costs. And it really depends on the need of the community, what we can afford, and what the council would like to do based on feedback from the citizens.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Change the pace. Okay, council, so I will accept a motion to approve 26013, resolution 26013, which is adopting the conceptual design and phasing diagrams for John Ansay Park improvements provided by Covey.
I'd like to discuss it.
Well, you need a motion.
Yeah, let's do a motion to accept it first. We'll go
Make a motion that we accept resolution 26013 for the improvements, conceptual drawing to Ansay Park.
Can I get a second, please? Discussion. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to make sure that we put the wording that Scott used in the ordinance, because right now the ordinance says authorization to proceed, and it says the city manager or designee is authorized to proceed with the next phases of the project development, including final design and procurement, blah, 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 blah. So I want to make sure that we are approving it in concept. And if we want to approve moving forward on phase one, then maybe that ought to be in addition to the resolution. Want to discuss that.
Well, 013 says it's a resolution adopting conceptual design.
I'm reading the resolution itself
Okay.
that Jimbo's going to sign.
Yeah, if I can provide feedback as the guy that's gonna sign it. I concur with that. I would like to, with council's permission, and if you would adjust the motion accordingly, I think we should review that, and adjust that resolution to read that we are only at this point adopting the concept, and that we are not moving forward with any particular phaseology, and that the cost will be brought back to council, if that makes sense, Dorothy. Is that what I'm kind of hearing from you?
Yeah, but do we want to give Parks and Rec the authorization to proceed at least on the first part of phase one, or do you guys think you already have it because it's in the budget?
So we won't have the whole thing,
No, it's only 135.
right, but we'll have to do the ADA stuff if we do that. So we'll have to get
We'll
money from,
have to
and this is
get-
why we have to approach EDC essentially and,
Okay,
and work together to create,
so that approval will need to come second.
I think it will actually.
Okay,
Don't you, am I misspeaking, Bruce?
No, that's correct.
so maybe delete section 2,
The authorization to proceed.
authorization to proceed, and section 3, because the city manager's not going to make the changes. That'll be Parks and Rec, and with resident input, and so maybe just delete those two and just approve the conceptual plans, design.
That works for me. I think that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
And then moving forward, like Mary was saying, the costs associated with this, it's gonna have to come back to council anyway.
But I
And
want
then-
the plan to be
Yes.
driven, not by the city manager, but by Parks and Rec. and
Well, by the
res-
council's will, which
Well, by
essentially is.
you
if-
first. and-
Right.
and with the residents.
Right,
And
the
then,
residents.
yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
that's reasonable.
And I mean, I think the reality is this is the stepping stone to get the playground back together.
right, exactly. And the master plan works for applying for grants.
Right.
You know, do you have a master plan? Yes, we
Exactly.
do. Yes, okay.
That's right.
Okay, so I have a motion on the floor. Bruce, you made the motion. Would you like to amend your motion?
Yes, I'd like to amend the motion, that the resolution, we would remove, section 2. And
3.
3.
Okay, Bruce, with the motion for 26013 with the adjustments being sections 2 and 3 being deleted, so section 1 is just essentially approving the conceptual design of the plan. Stephen, you had the second. Would you still like to second that motion, sir?
I will second that motion.
Okay, any additional discussion with those changes? Roxanne, anything? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Excellent, thank you. Kelly, I have the notes. If you didn't get them, we'll make sure those are addressed. Okay, awesome. Thank you, council. 26014 resolution is discussed, take appropriate action for the memorandum resolution to approve the application Firehouse Subs, and authorize the city manager designate to accept and execute any and all documents associated with that. That was discussed. Director Schuetze presented, or had a presentation. Essentially, this is going to start the process of replacing and adding the sirens, the emergency warning sirens. Anything additional, sir? Go ahead.
So, yeah, just to clarify, so this would be the grant would be basically to purchase one siren, specifically, whether that is phase 2 or phase 3. Again, phase 2 is contingent on whether, I guess, not the city manager approves from the contingency fund. If he does not, then this would basically be phase 2, but to approve the purchase for one siren.
And it's $40,000 and there's no city matching funds.
Yeah, it's up to 40,000, so basically we would get 32,000 in the change from them, you know, yeah, no matching funds, correct.
This doesn't say that. It says approve the application.
I saw where it said no matching funds.
Yeah, if you actually, that's what I just pulled up to make sure, the wording doesn't match. If you look at,
Does not require matching funds, fiscal impact.
Well, I understand that.
Oh, you're talking about the resolution?
Yes.
Yeah, look at those things.
Financial obligation.
Wait, that's in the resolution, fiscal,
Yeah, but he's talking about this.
right here.
Oh, we don't have a resolution on this. We have a memorandum. RS 26014. And it does state that we don't have a fiscal obligation. So it's just, it looks different than other resolutions for some strange reason. Maybe Matt did this and Kelly did that. Maybe we could just get the resolutions to look alike. And then, yeah.
yeah, I will,
You can revise it and just where they're gonna be able to apply.
I don't think we have to
they're
revise
Semantics,
these.
it's exactly the same.
yeah.
Right, exactly, but I think Sam's getting confused because it looks like a memorandum instead of a resolution.
Yeah, we'll clean this
It says
one
at
up
the
as well.
top, City Council memorandum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you need a motion to table, or what are you going to do?
No, we're going to go ahead and approve it.
Okay. It's not clear to me that you can make one resolution to approve an application for a grant that we don't have, and then also approve the purchase of the siren and so on. That would be a separate thing.
Yeah, the way the resolution's written, it's approve the application itself to Firehouse Subs, and then authorize the city manager or his designee to accept and execute any and all documents related to the grant.
Right. Does not authorize the purchase of the equipment or the installation. That was my point.
It's just
Maybe we
securing
can
the grant.
approve so that they
Securing
can
a grant, yes.
apply
That's what it
for
is.
the application.
Yes, and the manager, and the permission for the manager to accept it.
Yes.
Well, it's
correct.
designated, if awarded, the grant funds will be used to purchase
Right.
and expand the city's outdoor warning
Right.
siren system to enhance the city's ability to notify. So, I mean, it is there.
It's a compound thing. I mean,
Yeah.
we're approving the application to authorize the city manager to accept the application and to execute any document related to this resolution,
To
which is the
accepting the
purchase
application.
and the purchase of this warning.
Not the purchase. It explains that the grant funds will be used to purchase. We are not approving the purchase. If you want to do that, I believe we need a second.
The way I read this, here's the grant.
Grant.
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Is that what you want, Matt?
Just to request.
That's what you want? You got it. Right, right.
It's city under 50,000.
So Dennis has authorization to go ahead and use the grant as intended.
So
That is to let council and citizens know that application for the grant is gonna be, get approval to submit the grant. If it's a thousand, and those funds will be used out by the siren. If we don't get it, then we won't get it. So it's not necessarily approving it, application with the request being that those funds would go to the siren.
That's too confused. The intent is to use the funds for that. We all know that. But, and if the manager has the authority to go ahead once he's accepted the funds, then we don't need the language for what we're not approving the use of the funds today. We don't have the funds.
We don't have to approve the use of 32,000.
That's what I'm saying. The manager can do that.
That's within his authorization.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think we need to be clear about that. What we are doing is approving the application.
How would you
And-
change the wording at the top?
I would approve the application to blankety blank blank and authorize the city manager or his designee to accept and execute any and all documents related to said grant. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I second. Second.
I got one. I'm gonna do something I normally don't do. So she said she seconded it. So Scott, did you have something, sir? I normally don't go to the audience during special sessions, but
Well, I was just gonna say, normally in the grant is saying, what are you buying?
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's, you are purchasing, you're stating what you are purchasing, and they're saying, we like what you're saying about that enough to give you the money.
So you
Yeah.
have to purchase.
Yeah,
said
the
equipment.
firehouse sub-grant is very specific.
They're not, they wanna know where their money's going,
Right.
Sure,
as the grant.
right.
Yeah, and
It says that in here.
Your city manager, he's gonna use their, or his or her professional discretion to read the grant to make sure it's well-written, that the equipment is addressing everything it's supposed to address for whatever the chief fund, and that there's nothing, no other strings tied that you're unaware of, so that you don't get yourself in a bind. But you know exactly, the grant should be written well enough, you know exactly what's gonna be done with it, what it's gonna cost, and who's gonna be in charge of the execution or implementation.
Okay, the minutes should reflect what the grant is for and what our intention is.
Oh, it is.
But
If
the
you look at-
resolution is a simple resolution that's printed in bold here.
yeah, and it is. Unless I'm mistaken, the resolution itself in the top right-hand corner, and I get these don't match, we'll clean this up. But yeah, the resolution itself is gonna be the bolded part up top. That's
Good,
and then the background information is just that. It's gonna be a lot of the whereas
should be in
and
the
therefores.
minutes, of
and-
course.
yeah.
Well, it's on the agenda as well.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay, so, without further discussion, council will accept a motion for 26014, the application to Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation grant.
I'll make that motion, approve application to Firehouse Sub Public Safety Foundation for grant and authorize the city manager or his designee to accept and execute any and all documents related to said grant.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 5-0 on that one. Okay, and the last one is 26015, resolution, which is discuss and take appropriate action on a memorandum resolution adopting a written policy under Texas Local Government Code 105.011 to permit the consideration of depository applications from financial institutions not doing business within the city limits. Mary discussed that one. Brief synopsis is we don't have a bank within the city, so we got to go outside the city.
Right,
Have to have a policy because they don't have a bank.
Right.
that's required.
Yeah, I'll make
So-
a motion for RS 26015.
I'll second.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 5-0 on that one. Okay, we have Finance Director, City Manager updates on the agenda for those watching at home and keeping score. Those are not, we have nothing to add for those this evening. Council, we also have an executive session, again, for those at home that weren't here. There is nothing that we need to discuss in executive session this evening, as the executive session was going to essentially cover personnel matters as it pertains to the search for the city manager. Roxanne, do you want to do the update, or do you want me to throw it out there?
I can do it and you can correct me if I don't get it all. So, our head of the Clear Career, Kent Myers, sent us all an email to all of the council members and to let us know that there are 40 resumes that were submitted for this city manager position. And they've done some preliminary review and they're kind of narrowing it down. They will be doing this, Friday, they will be doing all the interviews and they will be recorded for us to view. And on Saturday, the 21st, he's going to send them directly to the council. At that time, we have from the 21st, when we get the interviews and the resumes from each of the applicants that they are recommending for our city, should be 6 to 8 of them. Then on Monday evening, the 23rd, at 5 PM. We're going to get together as a council and we will each have reviewed the applicants and the resumes, applications and their interviews. And then we will have to come, with your criteria and we will determine which of those we are going to interview ourselves. On the 23rd, I would also like you, when you come to the executive session, to look through the questions that were recommended on that city manager recruitment brochure that we had. And also if you have any questions yourself that you would like to submit, I think it's really important for us to determine which questions we want to ask and ask them consistently to all the candidates. So we can discuss that on the 23rd as well. Then on April 3rd, we will, the applicants that we choose to interview will be notified and we will interview them at that time. Kent Myers has suggested that the applicants get a little tour of the city prior to being interviewed. And our current city manager, Dennis Baldwin, has agreed to help with that and any others that he may designate, so that Friday, April 3rd will be a full day for us. Then we have to, as a group, kind of go over and decide who we want to maybe offer the position to, or whether we need to start over again because we're not happy with any of them. And that will be determined on Tuesday, April 7th, another special session. So put that on your calendar for that. And I think I got everything I needed.
Well,
Bruce, do you have any other additions to that?
No, you covered it. I had the same information from Kent, so.
I just wanted to add a couple things. The candidates will be encouraged to bring their spouses, if they so choose, so they can tour the city, with their significant others. And also, we're going to have a dinner for the candidates and their spouses before the town hall? And then are we going to have a town hall?
Well, that Kent, when I talked to Kent about it, he said, we'll talk about that when it gets closer to the time.
I have
So,
two questions.
well, I will have to discuss that with him now, between now and then. So do you all want a town hall and do you want a dinner?
I think on Good Friday, it's challenging.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at how many applicants we're actually gonna interview, how much time that's gonna take out of the day, if there's even time that evening to think about having a dinner. I mean, we might be pushing way into the late hours of the
Well,
night.
we just did it at Backyard Barbecue, and it was catered, and it literally took half hour, 45 minutes. We don't have to do it that way, but they've got to eat, and so if we don't mingle with them while they eat, they'll be eating by themselves, which is fine. But it gives us another opportunity to interact with them and their spouses, because we will not probably have met their spouses to that point.
Right.
And then I would like, whether people can come or not, and I understand it's Good Friday, terrible timing, but, I know, but I'd rather give the residents an opportunity and have them decide for themselves that they don't want to come, rather than say, we don't want your input. And they will meet with the department heads, hopefully sometime that Friday also, either as a
Yes.
group. And so that will have to be coordinated, because we
Yeah.
want the department heads' input on the
Oh, for sure.
finalists.
The only
Okay, and
issue-
Kent has already talked to us about doing that, about meeting with the department heads. But it won't be for an interview purpose necessarily, but just so that they can meet and get a feel. Department heads are welcome to tell us their impressions after they meet them. But we will be doing that. That will be on the Friday as well.
And how are you going to have residents give input? How and when?
But last time, we just said, email your council person,
Oh,
or call
email,
them,
okay.
or, you know.
Well, I mean, how would they hear from them or know them, or how would
That's
they
what
know the
town-
candidates?
town hall.
Oh, the
town
candidates
hall,
will
okay.
come to the town
Okay.
hall.
Okay,
And they'll introduce themselves, and they usually say a little bit about themselves.
I see. And that would be here?
Yeah, and then the residents get to ask them questions if they want to.
And for Roxanne, do I understand we'll be getting the videos and the resumes by email or what?
Yeah.
But yes, by email, and they'll be sent to you directly from Kent Myers.
Okay,
So you don't have to wait for me to forward them to Jimbo and then on. He'll send them directly to you.
Got it.
So that would be my preference. I don't know how everybody else feels.
Okay, Bruce and I will follow up with Kent and see, because he's already talked to us about some of that, and just see how we should go about with this, go forward with it. I personally like the idea of having all the candidates invite for dinner at Backyard Barbecue and just tell the residents they're there, and if they want to come meet them, they can.
Oh, we just catered it in here.
That would be the other idea. Yep, yep,
Yeah, we're gonna have to
If
look
this
at a
is not
timeline.
rented.
yeah. Well, no, we have it set aside for the town hall, I thought, on April 3rd. Don't
Yeah,
we have this?
I think we have this booked out.
Yeah, so it's already booked.
And we're gonna do the interviews in the community center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the offices are closed on Friday,
Oh.
part of the day, and so Kelly saw that it was open and she quick reserved it for us. And it's a good place to do interviews. It's a pretty appealing spot, so, thank you, Kelly, for doing that, yeah.
Yeah, just, council, keep in mind, as Director Schutze said, Friday, as far as meeting staff, could be problematic.
Oh, yeah.
I know some of them are already planning to be out of town. So it's gonna be one of those things where, quite frankly, we get what we get.
Do what they
And
can.
I wouldn't want to make it mandatory. You want to
No,
meet
right.
and have input on your new boss or not? I mean, I understand if you have out-of-town
Yeah.
guests or out-of-town plans. So I
It'll be what
wouldn't,
it'll be.
no, I wouldn't say it's
I have a
mandatory.
question about the questions that we use. Are we going to have a formal, we'll make those decisions on Monday, I imagine?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
But are we going to ask, each of us have certain questions that we ask the same questions of each candidate?
That's what, having gone through it the last time, that's what I would recommend from up here.
Can we each have a special question of our own?
All
that
of
we
them
use?
can be your own.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
so Monday, just for council and residents, so Monday when we get together, it will be going through the candidates. Y'all will discuss who you want to invite. Once we get through that process, then we'll move into what questions, and that's where, I'm asking you guys, because it could potentially be a long night, but when you come in, have a list of questions that you want to ask, 5, 6, 7 questions. Now, obviously, timing, we're probably not going to have
We
enough time.
probably should limit the number of questions per councilman
Yeah, last time it was
to
2.
some number.
Last time as we went around, each council member asked 2 questions, and it was a total of 10.
Okay? Yeah,
But you're only
So,
gonna have about 45 minutes with each
yeah,
applicant.
yeah. And there'll be a discussion with each question, so,
Right.
Yeah.
an answer.
So,
Yeah, okay,
so I would, yeah.
good.
Yep.
Thank you.
Roxanne, anything else, madam?
I don't think so. Bruce and I will follow up with Kent, and we'll make sure we get that April 3rd date settled, and possibly if any of the department heads are gonna be there in the morning, we'll make sure they get to meet the candidates. Maybe even meet them at the time that they get a tour of the city, chat with them a little bit.
Is there a possibility any candidates might be here a day early?
Oh, no.
Probably.
I don't know.
Depending
That's
upon where
something
they're
we
Tour
can
the
coming from.
city and meet with department heads on Thursday, maybe?
That's something.
We could
we
be offered that, if we want to.
Yeah, it's an option. Roxanne, if you wanted to take that back to Kent and ask him if, the candidates wanted to come in a day early,
And if Dennis is okay
Okay.
with that, if he's gonna be here.
yeah, we'll bounce it off of him, so.
The department heads, I guess, make sure they're.
Yeah.
Just food for thought, council, one thing I had on the meet and greet, and this is just me kind of thinking through it as far as format and just the way that's going to work. Personally, I don't think it should be a kind of like we're going to do with the Meet the Candidates, where they sit up front. I'm all about them introducing themselves, little brief background. But then I think it should be more of some finger food, some cookies, some coffee, kind of mill around, a little less of another interview. I don't think we need to put them through a residential interview. I think our residents that are going to be here, more than welcome to talk to them, but I personally think it should be a little bit more low key, a little bit more kind of let's talk, you know, tell me a little bit about yourself. And if a resident has a direct question, then ask a direct question to the candidates, but.
Very informal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's just because they're gonna be tired
Yep.
after that long day and they're gonna be stressed, I hope. Because
Are
it will
you-
bring out the best of them.
I'm a little confused. You're referring to the town hall time?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah,
Did.
yeah, and then that's just
It was
my food for
mostly
thought.
the candidates talking about themselves.
Yeah.
That was the majority. It was only an hour, and so the majority of it was them speaking. Because it's only going to be 3 or 4.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
by that
hopefully.
point.
Right,
Yeah,
hopefully.
just food for thought, a little less formal, like I said, kind of get them to relax a little bit and meet and greet. At that point, hopefully, you guys will kind of already have in the back of your mind what you're thinking, so, okay.
Yep.
Sam, just for your information, this was the last interview that they did. They had 14 questions total.
10. We called out 4 of them.
Oh, we did?
I got 14 on my list.
I got an email with questions that you asked last time, I believe. And I also
Well,
got an
we
email.
can discuss that on Monday.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
get that ironed out.
And narrow it down to however many we want. I mean,
Okay.
some
Yeah.
questions are more complex than others, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Jimbo also sent a formal list of questions. What organization was that from?
City managers, Texas city manager.
Yeah.
I've sent so many things, I've lost track.
Well, I actually read them, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, around the room real quick, council, anything to add?
No, thanks staff for pulling this meeting off so fast, and I think we got a lot done, so thank you.
Anything on this side?
I'm kind of impressed with the speed and progress of the last couple meetings.
Working on it. Working on it. I don't want to go too fast, so if I get going too fast and talking too fast, y'all just say, hey, pump the brakes a little bit, hero. So,
Got all the information we needed.
okay, I've got 1909, that's 7:09 in civilian time. We will adjourn this meeting. Council, residents, Lake, thank you very much. Appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks.